What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, is there, before I select, oh shit, why isn't the game popping up? There we go. Before I select which type of mode I want to play, is there a new Capital Supremacy map? And if so, what is it? I thought there might be one. I'm not too sure. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Knighthood02, Josh Gonzalez, Goyen, Unbeknown Dog, Unbeknown Dog 3, Patrick Mahomes, Diego, Stuart, The Gray Jedi Unleashed, Cole, what's up, Cole? Joe, everyone that the new map comes out later on. Okay, so it's not out yet. Gotcha. Okay, so tonight will be, let's do Strike. I'm in the mood for some Strike. How about that? What do you think? Command, you asked, should I buy Battlefront 2? Absolutely. It's always on sale. What's the, like, non-sale price? Is the non-sale price like $20 or something like that? It can't be still 60, right? I mean, yeah, I'm very curious. But yeah. I would highly recommend it. You know, it had a rocky start, but there's so much shit. There's so much content now. It is a really solid game. There's really no reason to not get it. If you were a little standoffish in the beginning, I understand, but it's a solid game now. Isn't it time for the 100th crate opening? I think I still need like 2 or 3 more crates, something like that. May 22nd. Oh, okay, tomorrow. Nice. Okay. No. The 22nd is Wednesday, right? Yeah, 22nd is Wednesday. Gotcha. And is it... Okay. Is it going to be another one of those nights where it takes me 15 minutes to find a match? Because nobody wants to play the modes that I like. Nobody wants to play the modes that I like. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh, is it Naboo, or is it, didn't they say Camino is also going to be coming too? I'm not sure. 4th of July plans with the family. Oh, we haven't made plans that far out in advance. Probably just go to the beach. We usually either go to the beach or my wife's grandma's pool, which is always fun. She's got a pool that backs up to like a creek where we can kayak and whatnot. It's really nice. It's just like one of my favorite places on the planet, just to like lounge out back at her pool and grill. It's just really nice, shady, big giant trees. Super nice. I definitely take it for granted that I live in Florida. I already have like a suntan. Tuke17, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream, man. I greatly appreciate that. I got an extraction match. Actually, I probably didn't. It's probably going to say like players needed 10, and we're going to sit here for another 50 minutes. Players needed 8. So if you have Battlefront 2 on the PC and you want to play some extraction, fire it up. Tuke, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. With a constant bickering about TLJ and now Game of Thrones because fans aren't getting what they want, is being a creator getting harder and harder? No, I think I wouldn't say harder or harder. There's just a much, you know, I think it's always been like this, you know, from the beginning of serialized TV shows or like episodic shows like Sopranos, and you can go back even further to shows like Dallas, even Seinfeld. You know, everybody hated the ending of Seinfeld. I think I wouldn't say it's getting harder. There's just it's easier for people to kind of speak their disappointment and displeasure with things that they dislike in certain franchises, you know. I wouldn't say it's getting harder. Maybe it's getting more frustrating for those creators because and that's one thing, man. Like, if I was a show writer or a director or something like that, there is no way in hell I would be on Twitter. I just wouldn't. I would have zero desire. I would want to just live my life, and I would want to write the stories that I wanted to write and tell the tales that I wanted to tell without anybody bitching and moaning about what I did. Because all it boils down to is creative people wanting to make creative things. And the only people I believe, and this is a deeply held philosophical belief that I have, it is an unshakable philosophical belief that somebody that is creating a thing, the only person that they need to please is themselves. They need to make a story that they want to make. That's just a philosophical belief that I have when it comes to the realm of creativity and art as a whole. And no, I don't think it's getting harder. I think it's very easy for people to hashtag not my GOT, hashtag not my Superman. I don't know. But I don't know. The constant bickering it's interesting if, you know, because C2, like, for the let me just get a blast match. I'm not going to be able to find extraction. All of my friends, all of my family, the majority of them are not entrenched in this day-to-day Star Wars Twitter, YouTube existence, right? And when I tell them about... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. When I tell them about kind of the discourse and the bickering and the butting of the heads, they're like, what? What? You know, they're not a part of this day-to-day, like... They're not constantly in the fandom, but they're Star Wars fans. You know, I've seen the movies with them. I saw the prequels with these friends, and family even. And they're like, really? Man, people are silly. And it's just really interesting to see, like, the two dichotomies of fans. Some that are entrenched in it and love or thrive off that bickering and discussion and just constant flow and energy. And then some that are, you know, lifelong Star Wars fans or fans of anything in general, but they're not constantly inundated with the day-to-day, like, bombardment of the Twitterverse. You know what I mean? It's just really, it's really, really interesting. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's probably a good. What's up, M98? Good to see you, man. That's probably a good. It's probably a good practice there, Tuke. Hockey, baseball news, me, and radio stuff. That's all you need. Don't search hashtags. You'll just endlessly roll your eyes. But I appreciate that support tonight, man. Did you watch the game? I did watch the Game of Thrones finale. Spectacular webhead. You know, the past two seasons haven't really, you know, I just miss the way the show used to be. The first few seasons are just unbeatable for me. I absolutely love them. They're super gritty and they're less magical and they're more medieval and they're more political and there's I don't know, it was when the story was a little smaller, I liked it more. That being said, the season finale the season finale was actually, I think, my favorite episode in season 8. I actually liked where all of our characters ended up. I thought Jon Snow's burden was lifted. He always wanted to be a free man. He always admired the wildlings. He always, you know, kind of admired that life beyond the wall. He never wanted power. He never wanted to take the throne. He just wanted to live his life, and he had a sense of duty about him. His duty was completed. The burden has lifted, and now he wants to live as a free man. I thought that was great. I thought that was a great kind of a send away for a character whose burden had been lifted. Why is there a pop up on my? What the fuck is going on? Let me X this out. There we go. No, I thought the finale was yeah. What's interesting to me is, you know, obviously the show went past the books, which it's just kind of crazy to me that even happened. But I'm very interested to see how well the show and the books line up in these past 2 seasons, because, you know, Martin himself even said that he gave them the big story beats. He gave them the main things that were going to happen. And obviously, there's going to be little intricacies here and there between the show and the books that are going to be different. But, like I said, Martin gave them the main big story beats. And I would be very surprised if they did not go along with those main big story points for this final episode. Yeah, it's, you know, yeah. If they were going to play it safe, they wouldn't have... I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah. I'm excited to read the last couple books. I've never read any of them. I really want to, because just to see the differences, you know. I don't really know much about the books. I don't really know. I know a lot of people are like reading about the differences without actually reading the books, which is kind of hilarious to me. Just read the goddamn books if you're going to go to that trouble, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Martin is ever going to finish the books. Hasn't he already started writing prequels? I don't know. I'm not too sure. He's a fun one to listen to in interviews. It's he rolls his eyes a lot at questions and stuff, and feels like no pressure whatsoever. He's like, before the books in the show exploded, well, before the books exploded because of the show, because no, obviously they were already big in a certain circle, but the books just completely elevated him in popularity. Before that, he was like on Game of Thrones forums, and he was communicating with readers, and people were like bitching and moaning that he was such a slow reader, and he was like, well, sorry guys, I'm not beholden to anyone but myself. And I just love when a creator is like that. I don't know. Yeah. But Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thus, the fan wars have officially begun. From The Last Jedi to Game of Thrones, the flames have gotten higher, and no one's pleased these days anymore. What? Oh, that would be a fun, like, kind of mockumentary. Thus, the fan wars have officially begun. A mockumentary about, like, looking back on it from the future, right? The great fan war of the 2010s. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't really take it all that serious, to tell you the truth, Carter. Yeah, it's because I've seen it before. It's just louder now. And yeah, everybody's, I mean, every big series, I mean, I can't really think of a big series that... Breaking Bad was a solid series, and I think why it was a solid series was because they knew when to end it. Shit, what was his name? I can't remember the creator's name. Vince Gilligan, right? He knew when to end it. I'm sure the executives were pushing for more and more seasons, and he said, nope, let's end it while it's still good. I think, you know, I think a lot of shows just kind of overstay their welcome, but yeah. I don't know. I don't take it all that serious, Carter. I've just seen over the years the fandoms, no matter what the franchise, just people arguing on the internet about them. And it used to be forums, and then even MySpace. Yeah. Now it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and there's just a billion places for people to bitch and moan and have their own personal Truman Show. So that's it. Oh, yikes. That really didn't kill him? That did kill him. Nice. But I was slightly disappointed with... I still haven't seen Endgame, Patrick. Haven't seen Infinity War. I haven't seen Ragnarok. I haven't seen Age of Ultron. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. I haven't seen most Marvel movies released in blank amount of years. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, like, the quest for subverting expectations, knighthood. I don't understand why. What expectations? I really don't understand. I don't understand that phrasing. Obviously, they've known the direction of this for many seasons. So what? Is it supposed to cater to expectations? Or are the creators supposed to do something that they want to do? I'm just asking. I just don't understand this. Some of these phrasings. It makes no sense to me. I fucking guarantee it. When Martin's book comes out, Danny is going to do what Danny did in the show. I guarantee it. I mean, people... I don't know. Is that what people are disappointed about? See, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a risky decision. I mean, I thought that was great. I thought... I literally don't understand... I mean, I get people want certain things to happen in their head. I understand it. But when Danny started that... I mean... I don't know. I did not have a problem with it at all, and I was actually hoping for it for months leading into the show. I was hoping that she would turn into the Mad Queen. My biggest worry, which is hilarious for the season finale, my biggest worry, and I've said this multiple times on the stream before the finale, was that they would all get together and just be like, let's not have an Iron Throne, let's not have a king, let's have democracy, let's have everybody vote. And then literally Sam said that in the episode, almost verbatim, all that shit. Like, and I was like, no way, they're not gonna do this. And then everybody started laughing at him. So I was like, whew. That's when I would have been like, oh, God. Risks break good writing. Dude, some of the best movies and shows and books of all time are unconventional and take risks. It makes no sense to me, man. That mentality, I'm sorry. Empire Strikes Back took ungodly risks compared to A New Hope. A New Hope was a fun romp with medal ceremonies, and A New Hope just flipped that on its head. I mean, Empire flipped it on its head. Some of the greatest works of fiction take risks. It makes no sense to me, that mentality. When Sam said that, I thought of you and I cracked up. That's hilarious, Took. I was literally sitting there and I was just like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. Oh shit, I apologize, man. I didn't hear your super chat notification. Oh, I literally just did not hear. Wait. Well, I don't see your super chat, Patrick. Patrick Mahomes, I didn't hear your super chat notification. All I see that one, and then you forgot my super chat. I don't see. Keep post type your question in the chat there, Patrick, because I don't see anything. The only super chat that I see from you is I didn't hear your super chat notification and you forgot my super chat, but I don't see any like a question or anything like that. I apologize if it's not popping up on Streamlabs and I'm not seeing it in the chat either. But Patrick Mahomes, thank you so much for the super, unless I'm missing something, for the super chats. I didn't hear your super chat notification. You forgot my super chat. There was no question. I was just wondering what happened to the sound. Oh. The sound, so I used to have a notification, audio effect, right? That said, what was it? I don't know, Fly Casual. It was Han Solo, right? Now I changed it to a blaster effect, Patrick. It's just like the sound of a blaster firing. And what sucks about that sound effect, Patrick, is that I actually sometimes do miss super chats until I look over and notice one, because while I'm playing a game like this, the blaster sound effects just bleeds in with the game. So I don't even realize that I got a super chat and channel support because I'm an idiot and I decided to make the sound effect for super chats the same goddamn sound effect that I hear 90% of the time I play this game. It was a really dumb thing to do. So I need to change it back. But Patrick, thank you so much for the super chats tonight and the channel support. I greatly appreciate that. I need to oh, and I'm totally dead. Yep. God, man. Getting destroyed. I need to change that. I need to change that notification sound effect. What should I change it to? Something distinct. This guy is insane. Is that the guy that's killed me? Every single time, I feel like. Oh, shit. But I appreciate that, Patrick. And Polish GMR, good to see you, man. Hey, Greedo, just want to show my support. Missed a lot of the stream. Sorry I wasn't here. Agree, fiction needs to take risks to progress. Well, I appreciate that support tonight, man. Missed a lot of the stream. I've only been... Oh, damn it. I've only been streaming for like 25 minutes or so. Man. Flim. Why? Oh.
I've seen Avengers Endgame twice in theaters, and I'm going to see it theaters next month. It will be the first movie that I will see 3 times in theaters. It's fantastic.
Clark Herman, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. But Polish, I appreciate that. Agree, fiction needs to take risks to progress. Yeah, well, I like when it does. It doesn't necessarily have to. Risks make things interesting. Risks, I think, stand the test of time. When things are just vanilla. When you have a franchise that is nothing but vanilla, and it continues to be vanilla, and it doesn't take risks. I don't know about you, but sometimes I want something other than vanilla. Yeah. I agree. If everything is as expected and predictable, I don't really understand. I mean, am I the only one that really enjoys being off, like, put off and just have my guard shut down and surprise? I like surprises in fiction. I like being caught off guard. I like, you know, I like when people fail and heroes fail, and I like when they overcome. I like the tests. I like all that kind of stuff. And when things don't go a certain way. And sometimes I like when our heroes are beaten and broken, and they have to overcome from the ashes. I love that shit. Take risks. Kill your main characters like Game of Thrones, right? Isn't that risky? That's super risky, and people loved it. People loved it. And then, when the show stopped taking risks and letting a lot of main characters live on and live on and live on and just get saved at the last second, that's when people started having a problem. That's when the show stopped taking risks, and it just became predictable. Ah, shit. Oh, let's see. Clark Kerman, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. I've seen Avengers Endgame twice in theaters, and I'm going to see it a 3rd time in theaters next month. It will be the first movie that I will see 3 times in theaters. It's fantastic. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I still haven't seen it yet, Clark. You probably knew that, but Clark? I combined Clark and Herman. I still haven't seen it yet, Clark. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I haven't seen Age of Ultron. I haven't seen Infinity War. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. I haven't seen Ragnarok. I haven't seen so many Marvel movies over the past couple of years. And I really need to catch up. But that's awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about Endgame. I've heard that most people really enjoy the movie. I just, like I said, I have so much to catch up on. That, whoa, that was instant death. That, I'll have a long way to go. But I
also think people need to permit creators the liberty to take the story the way they want to take it.
Oh, that was confusing. I didn't know where that was coming from. Oh, ouch. Polish GMR, once again, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. But yeah, Clark, I need to catch up, like I said. I'm glad you dig it. It's exciting to love a movie so much, or be excited for a movie so much that you want to go see it multiple times, right? I've seen... I haven't seen too many movies in theater 3 times, to tell you the truth. I'm having a hard time thinking of any other than, like, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rogue One. I saw Solo in the theater 1 time. I honestly don't know if I've seen... I saw Gravity twice, just because I wanted to take my dad to that. My parents wanted to... Because I just liked that was a cool cinematic experience. I saw... What else did I see? couple times. I don't know. I can't remember. But I'm glad you liked it, Clark. And Polish GMR, thank you so much once again for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. 4-player, 5-player kill streak. Nice. Polish says, I also think people need to permit creators the liberty to take the story the way they want to take it. Equally, fans should voice their opinion as long as they don't act as though the creator owes them. I could not agree more with that statement. I could not agree more. Yeah, I always have a problem with certain phrasing, and maybe people don't mean it the way I interpret it, but when people say, like, things should have gone this way, it would have been better if this happened, you know, like I said earlier, it's just a deeply held philosophical belief that I have when it comes to art and movies and shows. Anything that falls under some kind of creative endeavor. That's what it really boils down to. Just a philosophical belief that I have. And if the piece of fiction doesn't hit me the way I was hoping, you know, it's somebody else's creative vision. If I was in that creative position, I would make the thing that I would want to make. That's what I think a lot of people need to understand. If they were in that position, wouldn't you want to make what you wanted to make? You have the reins to your own creative project. You can make your vision come to life. You have been hired because you're a writer or a director, cinematographer. Aren't you going to want to bring your talent, what you want to happen to this world? I would. You know, I would. I'm not even just talking about Star Wars here. I'm just talking about all creative endeavors. But, I don't know. They want to do their way. I'm sure the indie genres look. Who are they supposed to answer to? I don't understand this thing. Let's just have all franchise movies just be an amalgamation of a bunch of like a council of fans. Why don't we just do that? Just philosophical differences, I suppose. Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Do you like PewDiePie? I do, yeah. I never really knew much about him a couple years ago, I guess. I haven't watched him for maybe, I don't know, 6 months or so. It's probably longer than that, to tell you the truth. But there was a stint there where I was listening to him, and I really enjoyed the content that he made. It was all simple, and some of it was funny, some of it was just interesting, and some of the kind of the things he talking about when it came to YouTube and clickbait and stuff like that, I kind of listened with a pretty open ear. But yeah, I've you know, I'm trying to think like when I actually started maybe watching him here and there. And by watching, I mean like maybe 2 videos a month. I know he pumped out a shitload, and he probably still does, so I haven't watched him in a while. But yeah, maybe 2 years ago, I started watching a few of his videos a month or so. But yeah, I haven't watched one of his in a long time though. But yeah, he seems like a nice guy, from what I can gather. And Robin, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. I saw Batman vs Superman 7 times in the theater. Holy shit. I wonder if you set the record there, Robin. I wonder if you set the record there. 7 times. I still haven't seen it. My wife saw it. Was it on TV? Maybe it was on a streaming service, and she watched it one night because she likes Henry Cavill. So I haven't seen it. She said she didn't like it. She said it was garbage. But yeah. I haven't seen it. And to tell you the truth, like, well, I'm glad, obviously, you enjoyed it, Robin, right? But my buddy, who, you know, me and him are big Superman fans. He watches way more superhero movies than I do. He's way more into comics and stuff like that than I am. But we've always had that, like, Superman is our favorite superhero kind of thing in common, you know. And as soon as he got out of the theater after after watching Superman vs. Batman, he immediately texted me and said, "Do not see Superman vs. Batman," because he knew I would hate it. So I obviously, well, this is a guy I probably trust more than anybody on the planet when it comes to movies and whatnot. Just because this is the same guy that I saw Revenge of the Sith with, opening night, midnight, 2005. Yeah, he was like, "Do not see it." I was like, "Why? You will hate it." It's kind of funny. He knew that I didn't like Man of Steel, so I think maybe he was going off of that fact. But I'm glad you dig it, Robin, and that's cool. I like. That's a lot. That is a lot to see a movie. I saw The Force Awakens 5 times in the theater. Just because I saw it like opening night with some buddies and my wife, and then I saw it with my dad, and then I saw it with I saw it again with my wife. We went to a smaller kind of independent theater that serves beer. We just wanted to watch some Star Wars and drink some beer. Then I saw it in IMAX, and then I saw it by myself, actually. I went to that same independent theater that serves beer by myself for like a noontime showing, and I was like, hell yeah. Oh no, yeah. Okay, yeah, it was that time. I was trying to think if that was a different... Was that a different movie? Oh no, that was Rogue One when I went by myself. I went by myself the second time seeing it. The 5th time that I saw The Force Awakens was with my buddy and his dad. So, couldn't pass up seeing it multiple times in the theater, man. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, you know? People saw Phantom Menace that many times, easily dozens of times, you know? Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. How much do you think Rise of Skywalker will make at the box office? I'm not much of a box office. I find all that kind of stuff fascinating when history is involved, you know, looking at years from now. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't even know what The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi made box office-wise. I'll have to look that up. I don't even know. I use billions globally. What did like The Last Jedi make domestically? Can anybody look that up? I'm very curious what it made domestically. All Disney Star Wars movies average 1.2 billion. Okay, is that domestic? Or is that has to be global, right? Maybe that's not global. I don't know. It's got to be global. Global, yeah. Okay. So yeah, $1.2 billion is the average for all Star Wars movies, I guess. Maybe not Solo. So I would guess around there. What's really interesting is like people use certain drop-offs in how do I put this? So, sometimes when people look up statistics, old and new, they forget to look at the old statistics. So I've seen a lot of videos and people talking about how, you know, Star Wars, there's drop-offs after movies and stuff like that. Maybe the next movie didn't make as much as the previous movie, and they're like, see, this is evidence that nobody gives a shit. Well, that's not true. You have to look at the old statistics as well. Look at the drop-offs after The Phantom Menace for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. You have to look at that as well. It was worse than this modern era. The drop-offs in the modern era. It was way worse. So people use statistics for their own personal kind of worldview, or their own personal biases, and they ignore the statistics of the past. It's really interesting how you can kind of fuck with the numbers to put things in your own personal favor. That is what marketing. That is what marketing is, man. That is what salesmanship is. They're salesmen. They don't even know they're salesmen, but they're salesmen. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not defending Star Wars at all. I have my issues with it too, but it's I'm poking fun at silly motherfuckers who, and I'm not even talking about Star Wars in this instance. I'm talking about movies, video games on a whole. Gotta love it. Yeah, I don't defend Star Wars. I talk about silly gooses on YouTube. I don't give a shit what people think of Star Wars. I could give two flying fucks. I'm in the YouTube game. I know how the YouTube works. I know that negativity and stirring shit up and ignoring certain things gets people super mad. Gets that algorithm spinning. It's that mechanism inside the supercomputer feeding everybody shit that they want to see. Gotta love it. Nice, Took. Finally got that HD sticker on my almost teenage yikes son's hockey helmet. Tagged you in a pic of it on Twitter machine. Nice. I'll check that out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel there, man. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. I'm curious which sticker it was. Maybe the beer helmet one. Almost teenage. That's. I'm sure that's mind blowing, man. I can't even imagine. My daughter recently turned 1. She's almost 13 months, and I just completely. I can't even fathom. 12, 13 years from now, what that's gonna be like. Insane. It's gonna be insane. I don't even know what year will that be. Wow. 13 years from now. 32. That's crazy. 3 sons, 12, 9, and 6. That's insane. That's insane. Insane. Bum, 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 bum. Yikes. Take a quick sip. Oh man. King Crate. Is that true? With inflation? 3 billion? I'd be surprised if that was the case, but that's interesting if it is. Does that include, like, all the showings over the years? Does that include also, like, the re-releases, the special editions, the 3D release? Or they never did the 3D release, right? Oh, yeah, they never did the 3D release. They were going to do the entire saga in 3D, but they just released the Phantom Menace. But that was like in the early 2000s. Was that like 2012 or something like that they did that? Or was it older than that? I'm not sure. (2011) Okay, appreciate that, dude. Oh! Keep forgetting to use that commando droid. I haven't used it in a while. When did they, like... Oh, it was 2011 to 2012, so it was that long of a run? Okay. I was gonna say, I was wondering if maybe I was still on deployment when that theater run happened and I missed it. Because I definitely didn't see it in 3D. What's up, Joey? Good to see you, man. Yeah, Rogue One. Oh, you were estimating. Gotcha. Yeah, Rogue One didn't do much for me either, Joey. It's actually second from the last on my list of favorite Star Wars movies. What novel are you going to read after Bloodline, Stuart? So after I finish Bloodline, I'm probably going to... I usually don't read Star Wars books back to back. I don't think I've ever done that. I usually take a break, and if I read fiction, I usually read a nonfiction book. I kind of like to change pace, you know? But... So I don't know what I'm going to read after that. Probably, definitely not something Star Wars. I'll read something in between. There's a book that I wanted to check out called Life 3.0, and it's, I believe he's an MIT professor. Anyway, he talks about kind of the future and where he sees artificial intelligence going and machine learning and the future of humanity in that regard. It sounds like a really interesting read. I might read that next, but I'm not too sure. I was going to try to read the first... I was going to try to read the first Game of Thrones book, but I don't know. I might give it a little while. Took, did you say you saw the new Apollo 11? Was going to rent it on demand this weekend? Worth it? Fuck yeah, it's worth it. This is coming from someone who has seen... I would be surprised if there was an Apollo documentary that I have never seen. I'd be surprised, and that's not me being that's not me exaggerating. And this is they turn it into like a cinematic experience. There's no narration. It's not like When We Left Earth, which I love that documentary series, but this is all like Walter Cronkite. It's all Capcom radio chatter. There's so much tension. There's an amazing shot that I had never seen before of... That's the thing. There's so much footage in here that's never been seen because it was like 70 millimeter shots that were like in NASA's archives that hadn't been seen for decades. So there's so many great shots of crowds gathered at the Cape, of the Saturn V on the mover. There's just some awesome shots, and there's a really good shot of... And I had seen this because Neil Armstrong gave a presentation of like, I think it was some kind of Google moon mapping side by side with the full footage of the limb coming down to land. And it was just comparing Google's moon mapping with the footage, and it was just completely on par. It was just really interesting to see these two footages going side by side, like Google's mapping and then the eagle, the limb coming down to touch down. But there's an unbroken sequence in Apollo 11 where I believe it's like from minute 5 to touchdown, an unbroken shot of the limb coming down, and all you hear is the radio chatter. It's just, it's just purposefully mundane chatter, right? There's no bullshit. It's just cut and dry. Numbers and go, no go, and you know what I mean? And it's just, you hear these multiple channels of communication in your ear coming out your speakers. It is so well done. It is so well done. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I rented it too, and I'm pissed at myself because I should have just bought it on Blu-ray. But I didn't want to wait. I just wanted to watch it. Oh man. Would you like to see the holiday special remade? You know, Stuart, not officially, but how funny would it be if there was a fan remake? That wouldn't be hard to do, right? There's like 501st members or Rebel Legion members with Wookiee costumes. That's actually a funny idea. A fan remake of the holiday special. There you go. The holiday special can double as the Boba Fett anthology story. I always forget about that little cartoon. For whatever reason, I always forget about that. Oh, we actually got 7 players. Surprising. I remember droids, yeah. It has been so long since I mean, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've watched an episode of droids. It's probably been 20 years. I barely remember it. All right, let's get some. Which is better, Spartacus the movie or TV series? Braylon Barnes. I've never seen the TV series. When I was on deployment, a lot of people were watching that in the like closed circuit TV on the boat. But so I've never seen the show. I love the movie. I watched the movie so much as a kid. I had it on VHS. It was a 2-tape VHS, and I watched it so much. Loved it. I used to like watch that and play Ultima Online. You know, I would name my Ultima Online characters after characters in Spartacus. Yeah, I love that movie, man. What's up, Sapity? A whole scene of grunting Wookiees with no subtitles in 2019. Brilliant. That's a good idea, man. I think that would be a hit if somebody made it. Take it easy, Took. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate that. And I'll check out that that picture you tweeted. I really want to see Big Shark to see how ridiculous it's going to be. I don't think I've heard of that. Big Shark. Is that literally about a shark, or is it like about a pool shark, or is it about like a gambler or something? Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that. Number name says, ever want Star Wars to be more fantasy? You know, not personally, no. Whenever Star Wars gets a little, I like subtle layers of magic and stuff like that on Star Wars. Subtle. Whenever it gets very, very overt and big, I don't know why, it always sometimes turns me off a little bit. I've never wanted it to be more fantasy driven than it already is, to tell you the truth. I think it works well when it's a little mysterious and subtle. And not everything's spelled out, right? Does that make sense? I don't know. Man, they're doing a good job sticking together there. Did I just kill all 3 of them with one? That's hilarious. All 3 of them jumped on the grenade to save all 3 of them. Ah. CJ, I don't. That sounds so familiar, man. Is that like Cops? Is that the Cops one? If that is the Cops one, I've definitely seen it. It's been a while, but yeah, that was one of the first fan films like that. You know, something a little parody. But I don't know if that's exactly. Oh, Troopers is one of. Yep. You're right, King. So no, I don't think I've seen Bucketheads. I don't know if I. Let me see. Oh, let me mute this. Yes. Yep, I have seen this. I saw this. Yeah, around when it first came out. I definitely saw this. It's pretty good. I'll put a link to it in the chat. Yep, I did see that. That was around the same time that I saw... God, another one that I really, really liked. What was it called? Days Past or something like that? Or something... Ah, shit, I can't remember. Polish GMR, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thoughts on limited release of films? I understand why they do them, but I often end up missing films I want to see. E.g. the most recent Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, it sucks for that very reason, right? The limited release thing. I don't necessarily... Well, obviously, theaters and whatnot have to prioritize movies. If what they think they're going to... The biggest bang for their buck, I suppose. It is a shame that you miss out on certain things that you want to see. Like Apollo 11, I was really pumped to see in IMAX, but it wasn't showing around me. It wasn't showing at my IMAX, so I was like, what? Come on. So limited releases kind of suck. But I think the good news is, Polish, I think in the future, the not too distant future, a lot of like limited release movies and whatnot are probably going to start coming out on streaming services. Wouldn't that make more sense? Rentable at home. I mean, if you're going to make a limited release movie, I understand it's cool, theater, great. You probably make a decent amount of money, but you might make more just like doing a rental thing. I know you're going to do that eventually, but wouldn't it make sense to just put it out there for everybody to see? I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about the business, which is obvious, apparent as shit, but it just makes sense to me that... I don't know. I see that as the future. I have a feeling that in the future, a lot of movies will start to come out same day on some kind of on-demand thing. Even if tickets are the same price as a movie theater, I think most people would probably pay to stay home. But I bet there's some kind of like collusion or some kind of between the theaters and the studios, right? The distribution network and the movie studios. Wouldn't you think so? Wouldn't you think? I mean, if Avengers Endgame was available on demand for $15 a ticket, or $15 a viewing. Oh, I guess that's a big problem. I guess you could have like 35 people in your room and just pay $15 for everybody to see it. What am I even talking about? I'm trying to work some shit out in my head that I don't know what I'm talking about, and it's very, very obvious. Movie theaters have a 90-day deal on wide release. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of back-scratching and legality issues that would need to be overcome for that plan to come true, but yeah, that's interesting. I appreciate that support this month, Polish. But I can't think of a movie other than like Apollo 11 that was a limited release that I really wanted to see. I I really can't think of anything. And man, I really don't even know. I actually didn't even know there was a Dragon Ball movie that just came out. Or most recent, so I don't know when it came out, but I actually didn't know that. I was actually looking up stuff on dollar theaters, because I used to go to a dollar theater all the time as a kid. They don't exist anymore, from what I know. I mean, I was reading about them. I was reading about a ton of them closing in like the mid-2000s. I was reading about a Wikipedia article on them and a Wikipedia article on them. Just interesting. Yeah, like I saw the Mortal Kombat movie for $1 with my dad. And the way the dollar theaters would work is that after the initial run of the movie would then get dumped to like a really, really cheap theater that you paid like $1 for, or $1.50 for a movie ticket. And you would, you could see a movie, that had been out of the main theater. You see the vid. The editing vid, not yet. I know, Mad Dog. I feel like you asked me that every day for the past year. Oh, man. Do you have any movies that you're strangely obsessed with, minus Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within? Strangely obsessed with? Not necessarily, I would say. I'm going to quit out of here. Hang out with you guys for the next... it's already been an hour. Okay. I'll hop off in a second. No, I wouldn't say any kind of strange movie obsessions. I like what I like. I wouldn't call it strange. I didn't know. To tell you the truth, Knighthood, I didn't even know Final Fantasy had movies. That's crazy that I don't know that. Do they have multiple movies? I should know that, right? Yeah, I should definitely know that. Huh. Interesting. No, but most of the movies that I guess you could say that I have a strange obsession for, I grew up with, Men in Black, Independence Day, those kind of like Boy Scouty, fun, just nonsense movies are so much fun. Men in Black is I love it through and through. Performances, writing, the silliness of it, the concept of it, love it. But yeah. At least for the Dragon Ball movie I mentioned, came out in January. The cinema experience would have been great. Be there for other fans and see the huge, insane action on a big screen. Yeah, that's interesting. That something like that wouldn't get a wide release. And you would think that some of these theaters would do like... Sure, limited... how do I put this? Have a specific theater devoted to like... limited release movies, right? Where maybe only show it once that day, and then every couple hours you show a different limited release movie, right? Have it be a rotating theater that just shows these smaller movies. Obviously, these theaters want to get the biggest bang for their buck, so I'm coming at this from somebody that likes movies for the sake of movies. They're coming at it as... let's sell some tickets for a big bang bang action movie. But yeah. But all right, guys, I gotta get going. It's 7:48. I'm gonna pop. Actually, I'm gonna say I'm gonna pop some popcorn. I need to record some audio tonight. I made a video. Funny that I went on a little tangent. I apologize, Knighthood. I didn't mean anything by it. If it wasn't directed at you, I wrote a video earlier called Entitlement, and it starts off by saying just that word imply like it gets taken the wrong way, and a lot. It sometimes comes off as aggressive, or argumentative, and it's man, maybe it's too divisive. Maybe I shouldn't even make it. And I talk about that deeply held philosophical belief that I have, but I don't know. Oh, and then I even talk about Sopranos. I watched Sopranos for the first time a couple of years ago. I had no idea that people had an issue with the ending until not too long ago, to tell you the truth, because I didn't watch it when it was coming out. I didn't watch it while it was like in the moment. I watched it years after it completed. I had no idea that people had a problem with the ending. I loved the ending of it. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but you should absolutely watch it. It's my all-time favorite TV show. But I loved the ending. So when I found out years later, or not too long ago, that people hated it, I was like, what? It was just very surprising to me, not being in that world as it was coming out, watching the show, loving the ending, and not realizing that at the time it came out, it was hated. But yeah, it was just interesting. It was interesting to find out, But yeah. All right, guys, I gotta get going. All right, we'll end with Vibe Mountain song, fast-paced song to close the stream out on. But I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for a little over an hour. Tomorrow will be... how about tomorrow I stream... I'll try to stream some Dark Forces 2. How about that? I don't think I've gotten it to work yet, but I'll try to get it to work tomorrow. If I don't, how about Force Unleashed 2? I've been wanting to play that. I haven't played that one ever, so... Alright guys, let me run down the list. Polish GMR, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this month, man. I greatly appreciate that. Carter Lovejoy, thank you for the super chat and channel support as well. Robin, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Clark Herman, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Patrick Mahomes, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Tuke17, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Alright guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will talk to you all soon. All right? Bye.